Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of my Zero to Hero series in life skilling. This video will go over the basics in life skilling, contribution points, the different life skills that are available in the game, how these investments can earn you silver and getting you started with the life skilling gear that is available in the game. I will also show you guys what I have set up currently and my different life skills that I've invested into. Obviously, this is my personal setup and what I think is worth it for me and my life. I wouldn't take what I'm doing and copy it. I would do whatever works for you. Obviously, when we go over in the video, there are going to be different kinds of life skills that you can invest in. And I'll also be going over the steps that I took to get to where I am in my life skilling. To start off, I want to preface by saying that this is my personal suggestions, or these are my personal suggestions on how to get started in life skilling. And admittedly, this can be a little bit overwhelming, as with a lot of the other things in Black Desert Online, but it's actually quite simple once you see the overall picture, and you could even compare it to something like a business in the real world. So I think the first thing that we should go over is contribution. Contribution points are almost like the skill points for life skilling. Essentially, you use them to rent different things in the game, and it's how you begin your worker empire, which is very important. So first thing, I guess we can't do it like this. So first thing, so we look at the mini map here, right? We have different nodes. So we have our towns. Your mini map might not look like this if you haven't finished the game, but this is where you start off. It's called Western Guard Camp, right? Your first city that you go to is Velia. The cities are the hubs for your different worker empires. So you contract workers in these main cities: Velia, Hydel, Calphion. These are the different cities in which you contract your workers, and the workers use those cities as their hub for storing all the materials that they gather, and it's where you'll essentially leave all your food and stuff when you feed them. So as you can see, I have different things allocated across the map. These can only be allocated with your contribution points, which is why they're important. You want these different nodes because if you assign workers to them, they can give you materials, which is essentially just money. That being said, you can only have 2 workers per city, so you want to invest in these things, these things, which is called lodging, and you invest into them with contribution points, as you can see here. So contribution points, as you can see, are very important because you want to, it depends on person to person. I think at the start you'll want to grab 4 nodes here at the very start, because it's basically how most people start getting their contribution, how they start with getting AFK money and getting their worker empire started, and getting beer, which is what you use to feed them. So but I guess before I get into all of that, the first thing you'll probably want to do as a new player is to finish the main story quest line. And I know that it can be a little bit overbearing and very, very long, because I'm pretty sure it's about 178 quests or something like that. But I do recommend this. I recommend this even outside of just life skilling, because it yields a lot of different rewards. Even now, when I did it, it was very good, and nowadays it's even better. Because it gives you a lot of silver, and it gives you 3 pets, I believe, at the very end. So you can have a total of 4 pets before you even start grinding, which is crazy. But this isn't a grinding video, so I'll move on. So, doing the main quest line is very important because there's a prerequisite to a plethora of other different opportunities in the game, whether it's gear or money or getting more contribution points. But the reason I recommend it for life skilling is because you get a lot of contribution experience from the different quests that you turn in. So you might have noticed that there are 3 bars at the top left of your screen. Mine will look a little different from yours if you have it set up differently, but you have your skill points, and your skill XP, and your bar, your energy bar, and your energy total. Jeez, come on, bros. And you'll have your contribution points and its bar of experience. Energy is basically what is consumed when you life skill certain tasks, for example, gathering, or here, since I'm here, farming. So as you see, if I breed these, and I'll go over this in later videos as to what all this does, but as an example, if you look here, I used 1 energy to breed that. And so the higher the energy that you have, the more that tasks that you can do, and essentially the more money that you can potentially make in 1 day or 1 go or 1 session. So there are 11 different life skills in BDO. You can see them by pressing P, going to basic, and clicking here, life info. So you'll have gathering, fishing, hunting, etc, etc, etc. And as you can see, this specific character is focused on cooking and farming. So you'll notice that this says beginner and apprentice and master and artisan here. The tiers or the rankings for these different life skills goes as follows. You'll have beginner, you have apprentice, you have skilled, professional, artisan, master, and guru. So between beginner all the way up until artisan, they'll have 10 levels. Master, I believe, has 30, and guru is infinite. Well, as far as I know, it just goes. Let's see, because I'm not exactly sure personally. I don't want to give you false information, but if I go to cooking, which will probably be the highest, yeah, guru 43. As far as I can tell, that it goes into infinity pretty much. I don't think there's anything past guru. Yeah, I almost positive there's nothing past guru, and it just keeps scaling up. So these are your different choices in which you can use to make money. My personal setup revolves around cooking and gathering / hunting. I gather / hunt. Well, gathering and cooking are actually very popular in BDO right now, because you gather to get materials on top of the materials that you can get from your nodes, and cooking yields you money. But I personally like to hunt as well, because I just think it's really fun, but it also yields you a lot of materials as well. So, as I've said, cooking is a very popular life skill in BDO. I mean, everywhere, everyone is mostly cooking at some point. And it's very easy to get into, because the prerequisites that you need are few. All you need is a few workers to gather you a few resources, and a little bit of silver to buy some cooking materials from the innkeepers, and a few silver to buy the tools, the cooking utensils. And then that's it. From there, you can start cooking, essentially. But actually beginning to make good money in it takes investments, as with all the other skills. So I don't want to tunnel vision you into just doing cooking. I want you guys to experience whatever. Like, bartering can be really decent money if you get into it. Farming is really decent money if you get into it. Trading is decent money if you get, like, all of this can make you decent money if you get into it. It's just a matter of what you want to do, how much time you want to spend, how much time you want to spend being AFK, you know, this or that. So I'll just give you a sneak peek of what I'm doing. So right here, I have farms. I'm actually moving them right now to Heidel, because that's my new main spot. But I'm growing peppers right now. Peppers are a main ingredient to something called lean meat salads, and lean meat salads are a prerequisite to something called Medea meals. And Medea meals are what you can use. You can box up Medea meals, right? You can basically get, like, I think it's like 15 Medea meals, and then you go into press L, you go into the processing tab, and you go into Imperial cuisine, and you can box there. I can actually just do one box as an example. You go in here and you box a few of them, and you turn it into something that you can sell to a vendor, or trade to a vendor over here. So I'm not in Heidel, so I can't show you, but Roig Mills is the vendor for Heidel. Heidel and Calpheon are the 2 cities that have it. I'm not sure what other ones do, but I know those 2 for certain have it. Velia does not have an Imperial delivery vendor, which is what it's called. They're called Imperial deliveries, and it's a very common way to make money in Black Desert Online. So essentially, I press L, I go to the Imperial cuisine tab, I click one potential food that can be boxed up. You click start, and your character goes through some weird animation, and you see professional cooking box. And so the professional cooking box, you see these are all the different things that you can use to make the professional cooking box, and its subsequent amount that you need. So the professional cooking box, even though it says 120 at the bottom, actually sells for 300k at the Imperial delivery person NPC. And so I can turn in 145 of these. The 145 is basically half of your contribution point. That determines the amount of turn-ins that you can do in one day. So if you do the math, 135, right? I'll do the math real quick to show you why and how this makes money. So let's say I have, oh no, I'm sorry, 145. So 300k, and this is without including mastery, and I'll get into that in a later video, the mastery system. But for now, we'll just do it base. So 300k, right, multiplied by 145. So if I turn in every day, because every day I get 145 turn-ins. If I turn in 145 every day, I'm making 43.5 million silver every single day. If I do professional boxes, as with your levels in life skill, they go up. So there's no beginner box. There's apprentice, professional, artisan, master, guru boxes. Those are all your boxes, and each one, each tier up becomes more expensive. And the other delivery that you can do is alchemy. I don't do alchemy, so I'm not going to get into it. So yeah, that is basically how I make money on the daily in BDO. It's one way I make money. It's not my only way, but yeah. So it looks like this video seems to be getting drawn out, so I think I'm going to end it here for now. I'm sorry that it seems like a lot of information. Black Desert has a whole lot going on in the game, which is why I like it a lot. There's so much that you can do, and there's so many different ways in which you can do it, and that's very exciting for me. I don't like one way. Like I don't like being told I have to do something one way, and that's the only way you have to do it, right? And there are plenty of guides out there that will basically tell you how they make money, and you can go follow those guides if you want to. My series isn't going to be that guide. It will be showcasing you what I do, but in no way is it a guide for what I'm doing, because I'm not going to go over all the different ways on how I'm making money. I'm just going to go over all the life skilling that I'm doing. So today you saw farming. Oh, come on, bro. So today you saw farming, and you saw the contribution points, the worker system, the nodes, and you saw Imperial deliveries. First step I would do, as I've said earlier in the video, is just to do the storyline, guys. Storyline will give you a lot of rewards, and it'll be a good first step into your worker empire and in life skilling. Plus, the story is actually quite interesting, so I wouldn't sleep on the storyline, guys. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will be releasing a new video next week. For episode 2, it'll obviously go more in depth into what I'm doing, and I'll probably showcase some videos of me actually doing more life skilling and hopefully flesh out any ambiguities or confusions that you guys might have in life skilling. And I really hope this video has helped anybody out, at least slightly. It's very hard to make a guide in life skilling because it's so dynamic. Not everyone's doing the same thing. Like, no matter who you are, you're not doing the same thing as anybody else in Black Desert Online. It's nearly impossible because of the different varieties in life skilling. But yeah, so in summation, questline, Velia, contribution points, energy, workers, and then nodes. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention, in order to get the nodes, you have to be there in person, and then you'll have to talk to the NPC, and then from then on you can invest contributions into that node. So here, I guess before I end this video, so I don't know who the node manager is here, but they're called node managers, and in order to get the node, you invest 10 energy into that node, and then you have access to what that node offers. So for example, I invested 10 energy in the Logia farm. Now I have access to potato farming node that I can send a worker from Velia to go and harvest. And so in order to invest into that node, it's an additional 1 energy, I think. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's horribly wrong. I'm so sorry. I got confused because of what it said. It's 1 contribution point to invest into a node. And then it's another contribution point. I don't know why I said it says energy there and I got confused. And it's another contribution point to invest into the farming point. So it's basically 2 contribution points for me to get potatoes. So yeah, that's basically the gist of it. I would start off in Velia, get 1, 2, 3, 4 nodes: Tuscany farm, Bortali farm, Logia farm, and Finto farm. And that's basically how I would start off my life skilling. Anyways, I don't want to drag this video on for any longer, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, it really helps a lot. Leave a comment down below if you have any suggestions on how I could potentially flesh out the video maybe even more in the next, and I'll work on it in the next video. Any questions you'll have, I'll obviously answer them as best to my knowledge, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Have a great Sunday. Peace.